Why play Fiddlesticks mid? Well, he has great wave clear, he brings amazing sustain, his roams are lethal, and he can easily 100 to 0 entire teams. However, heal reduction is very strong against you, and you do really have to play around enemy vision. Fiddlestick's passive is instead of having wards like everyone else, he starts with a scarecrow effigy. He places these down in a similar way to wards, and at level 6 they also become sweepers. When an enemy sees one of these, they'll pretend to be Fiddlesticks, doing anything from running at them to flashing at them. And if Fiddle stands still for 2 seconds or longer, he pretends to be one of these scarecrows. Fiddlestick's Q has a passive, where if the enemy can't see him, or if he's pretending to be a scarecrow, his next damaging ability will fear all targets hit. The active is a point and click ability which deals damage to the target hit and fears them. However, if the champion's been feared recently, they have a cooldown where it can't be applied again, so instead it deals double damage. Fiddle's W causes him to channel on the spot, tethering himself to all nearby enemies. While tethered, enemies take damage and Fiddle heals for a portion of the damage dealt. And when the tether ends, enemies take a large chunk of additional damage. If Fiddle moves or gets CC'd, the ability ends early. However, if he doesn't, the cooldown is massively refunded. Fiddle's E is a slightly curved skill shot which deals damage to all enemies hit and slows them. In addition, enemies at the center are also silenced. Fiddle's ult causes him to channel for a short amount of time before blinking to a location with a large circle around him. Enemies within the circle take constant damage over time, and it is a massive amount. And of course, if you weren't seen while doing this, it will also fear all enemies hit. For combos, a good opener is to E into attack before using Q and W. You can also start with Q into the E to guarantee the E. And your all-in is to ult from the Fog of War into Q, E, and W. For matchups, Fiddle is great into immobile enemies who he can jump on from Fog of War with his ult and one-shot. And he can struggle into assassins who can easily jump on him and interrupt his W. For runes take this, Comet is a great default. And the red tree along with your build allows you to easily play around your ult. For build order, start Ring and Pot into Malignance and tier 2 boots. From here, grab a Leandries and Zhonya's before finishing a build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start E then W then Q before maxing W then Q then E, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Teleport. Starting the game, you're looking to farm hard to get to the point where your ults can one-shot the enemy team. You have very solid poke with your E being great spam, and if you can ever W the enemy minion wave alongside the enemy champion, it's great value. Your trades are also very strong with the great CC between your silence and fear. Not only is it great damage, but it's also great healing from you while they can't respond. And once you hit your level 6, you are now a terrifying champion. This is where I like to push the wave hard and then look for roams. Either you get to a point where you can ultimate onto the bot or top laner for easy kills, or you can even be sneaky and go out of vision of your opponent and then ult back in from their own raptors or just where they can't see you. Entering the mid game, you will find yourself in a side lane, so push it out. When it's pushed out, you have plenty of time to roam to look for easy ultimates to flank. Entering late game team fights, clear out vision around where the fight's going to happen. And then when the fight starts, simply ult in, use all your abilities and destroy them all. And that's how to play Fiddlesticks. If this video helped you, leave a like and comment below who you want to see next.